Today was the perfect example of the Powell 10 a.m. open model, and it was a little bit tricky, but I'm going to show you the exact analysis that I use in order to try and take this trade. So this should be a very helpful video for you guys. So you're going to want to stick around to the whole thing. I'm going to recap about 3 trades and just the reasoning behind them. So this is going to be a very important video for you guys to pay attention to, okay? Let's switch over here so we can see. Okay. So we're starting here on the daily time frame, as I always like to do. If you've seen my recent videos, seen my previous videos, whatever, always start on the daily time frame. Now, based on the way I do my daily draw on liquidity is PXL PXH. So since this previous candle closed below the previous day low, that means I'm bearish to at least this low here, right? Previous day low. So that was my first draw on liquidity, previous day low. However, if we took out this low, we also had this one here. So we have relative equal lows. So we'd probably want to take that out as well, right? Would we really want to leave triple stacked lows? Probably not. So that's why we kind of want that to be taken out as well. Now, at the time, you can obviously see we've taken all those out. But we had this previous month low SMT right here. So this low was protected. But obviously it didn't hold, which is fine. But like whenever you're up here, we had the idea this was going to hold. But as we start coming down, we start to change our bias. And we think, okay, it's probably not going to hold, right? Like after we ran through this daily rejection block, etc. So we can start to get a bearish bias, which is what we kind of had today, right? So bearish to previous day low. Obviously, probably if we take out that, we'll take out this. So we're bearish on the day, right? 4-hour time frame. Only thing of interest we had at the time was this 4-hour fair value gap here. Could be a good draw on liquidity, but if I look at the daily time frame here, I see we have the potential for this to be a nice daily rejection block as well, right? I mean, not rejection, sorry, daily fair value gap. So I'm thinking we could want to come up to this 4-hour gap, or price might want to leave that so we can have a daily fair value gap to target for next week, because today's Friday. So I was open to both ideas, but obviously I was more bearish on the day. So that's pretty much what we get out of the 4-hour time frame here. You have to remember this 10 a.m. candle had not opened yet, right? Whenever we're trading. So on the hourly time frame, didn't have much here. This candle here, the 9 a.m. candle had not opened yet, so we were trading this candle here. So we didn't have this 1-hour gap or anything like that. Only thing we really had here to see was we had relative equal highs up here at the top. At daily open, but wouldn't really want to see those hold either. We want to see us go probably push higher if we came up there, or just sweep them out and get a rejection off, I guess. But we wouldn't really want to just reject off daily open again. We would probably want to take out this swing high here. But either way, none of that really matters. The hourly, what you really have to see here is we were bearish down to these lows, okay? Now, you're asking, Dayton, well, we took out those lows, so what now, right? Well, after we took out the previous day low, which, let me see here, obviously it's this low, I'm tripping. After we took out this low here, and we took out this low back here, okay? What else is there to take out? You tell me. There's literally nothing else for us to take out. I mean, if we were to come all the way down here, but that's literally, fucking 500 points away. So like there's nothing else for us to take out. So clearly after we swept out these 2 lows, we had taken out all of our draws on liquidity to the downside. So that means we're open to longs, right? But you don't want to jump into long. So it's not like, boom, we swept out that low, I'm ready to long, ready to long. It was like, let's wait until 10 a.m. opens so we can use our 10 a.m. like model, and that can be our entry, right? Because we don't want to just force longs and try to catch a falling knife. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, after we, like this here was almost a valid entry, right? Because you'll see, let me turn this on. Actually, no, I'm straight tripping. That's not even a valid entry because we hadn't even taken previous day low. But it wasn't a bad look here, right? This here, because we tap midnight open, we swept out pre-market lows. So maybe if we didn't want to take out previous day low, then this 5-minute rejection block was decent. But the reason I faded on that 5-minute or 1-minute rejection block, 5-minute rejection block, was because we had this no wick candle right here. And as you guys know, I've said in recent videos, once you have a no wick candle, price wants to go there. So I didn't want to long like this, right? I didn't really want to long this right in here because we had that no wick candle, and I wanted to see that get taken out. So I didn't take that, and thank God I didn't, because look, we get a almost 90 point candle to the downside, right? And that would have just been ran. So that's why I didn't take that, and we also hadn't taken out previous day low yet. So I waited for price to take out all of these lows back here, The higher time frame one as well. This one back here. We have no more draws on liquidity to the downside. We have a nice fair value gap up here. We have relative equal highs right here. We're clearly bullish, right? And also, at the time that we took out previous day low, we had an SMT right here. I don't think we have it anymore. We might, but it's not showing on my indicator. But we had an SMT here, a previous day low, right here at 10 a.m. So, clearly, we're bullish, right? Obviously, we have a lot of bearish price action, but we have so many reasons to be bullish. I'll recap them once more for you, right? We've taken out all of the high time frame draws and liquidity to the downside, okay? We have relative equal highs to the upside. We have an SMT with previous day low, right? We have an unfilled 4-hour fair value gap above us with no other gaps around, right? Clearly, we're bullish, okay? So we wait for 10 a.m. to open, and what does it do? Let's go on the 1 minute time frame so we can see this, because I was low-key peeping it on the 1 minute. We open right here, green line, and we get this nice wick to the downside right here. And what does that wick do? It also sweeps out this recent low here. I know it's not a high time frame draw or anything like that, but it's still a stop hunt on a low time frame. We swept out this low, and we got a nice rejection block on it. So here is a 1 minute rejection block. Boom, I'm looking at enter now because we've got a little bit of manipulation of the downside. On the hourly time frame, you're going to see this candle. Actually, you can't see it right now, but we had swept out this previous candle on. That's what that 1 minute sweep is right here. Boom, that's sweeping out the previous 1 hour candle, 4-hour candle, whatever. So I'm ready to long at this point, right? So clearly, boom, I pulled my fib from the high to the low, and here it is. Everybody, even I saw so many people looking to take this trade. We're trying to enter on 10 a.m. right here. And what do? We just get front ran. As you can see, price does not come and tap us. Boom, it's like 5 points, 4.5 points away from our entry, and we don't get tagged in. And then once price came back up here and re-swept out this high here, that would have been my break-even point, and I didn't want to take the trade anymore, so I removed my limit. And here's why I did that, okay? You may be thinking, because if you look on the 5 minute time frame here, you're going to see, before I even entered, also this was a 5 minute rejection block too. I was looking at the one, but I knew the 5 minute closed as well, so that was valid as well. So you could use either one. But we have this 5 minute fair value gap right here that we were rejecting from. And we were rejecting from that even here. Like even on this original look for the entry, we were rejecting off that 5 minute. So we could have just continued down lower. But that 5 minute fair value gap isn't enough for me to say this trade's not valid, because we have so many bullish confluences. We should just run through that 5 minute gap, in my opinion. But after we re-sweep this and we fill in that entire 5 minute fair value gap over here, now if price wanted to continue lower, I think it would do it from right here, right? So I deleted my limit once we came back up here, so I wasn't entering on this retest at 10 a.m. I saw some people still enter here, and in my opinion, it's just not valid, because let's think about it. If we wanted to continue lower, what would price needed to do? It would needed to come up here, give a nice retrace up into a discounted or premium fair value gap, and then we would sell off to the downside, which is exactly what happened here. So that's why I faded this setup right here, which is not even a real setup in my opinion. It was, also, by the time you pull this Fibonacci, the 786 isn't even aligned with the rejection block. It's not even aligned with 10 a.m. So that's why I don't think this retest here was a valid entry. However, it did become somewhat of a valid entry, but not one I wanted to take. So let me go ahead and delete this, because clearly you're seeing we wanted to enter here, but it got front ran. That's why we deleted our limit. Okay. Now, we came back down here and we swept out this low. So if you did enter this, you would have got stopped out, right? But we have, let me put this on here. Where is it? SMT. Boom. We have an SMT at this low, and so that means this 1 minute rejection block is a decent gamble, right? It's still a decent confluence. We're still bullish. Due to every other reason we've said. Now we just got an even better stop hunt, and we've put in a normal line here. Let me make this thick the way I like it. You know what I mean? Sorry to interrupt. But so now we've got this nice stop hunt right here with an SMT. We still have all of our bullish confluences. It's a valid 1 minute rejection block. So you could have taken this. This is like the only other valid trade here that I think you could have taken for longs, right? And then I don't know where you're to target it. I guess just the fill of this gap, this rejection block right here. That was a decent trade. I saw a couple people take that. Definitely valid, but not something I want to take, because in my opinion, since we rejected off of that 5 minute fair value gap up here to the downside, why would we come back down and need to sweep this out to continue higher? Like, why would we need to do that? I don't know. To me, I didn't see a reason that we needed to do that. Of course, it's valid to take this 1 minute, but I didn't see a need to do that. So I skipped out on that trade. Now, let's imagine, if you're following my bias here, you're understanding that if we wanted to continue lower, right? So on this retrace, obviously, we came down and then we came back up. If we want to see this price action continue down lower, how would it do it, right? Well, it would use that 5-minute fair value gap that we had in here to do it, right? After we fill in this 5-minute gap, you would probably use that to continue lower, right? So what do you see here at the top of this? Boom, a nice 5-minute rejection block. So this is the only other trade I think that was super good, in my opinion, if you were bearish, right? I wasn't bearish, so I wouldn't have taken this, but you can see you clearly get tapped in here. So we have, this would have been your trade, stop loss right above the wick, 13. I probably would have just ran a 15-point stop loss right here. This is, again, if you're bearish. And so if we were bearish, this would have been how you would have entered, right? And target 10 a.m. open. Low-key, not a bad trade, especially if you look at this wick right here and you think 17 points, 18 points, not enough manipulation to the downside, right? If you're thinking that and you're thinking we're bearish and you want to target 10 a.m., this is 100% a valid trade then. Yeah, why does it low-key look like you got stopped out? Am I stupid here? Oh no, here it is. Yeah, boom, perfect. So you have that high right there, you get that 5-minute rejection block, and then on the next candle, we get entered. Super good trade, in my opinion, but I wasn't bearish at this point, so I didn't want to see that play out. I was totally fine with seeing this move right here just continue to the upside, so I didn't want to enter here to target shorts. But those are the 3 trades you could have taken. I don't know why it just cut me off. Low-key, I looked over and my shit was paused. So anyway, but all I was gonna finish off saying is, yeah, those are the 3 trades you could have taken. We got that initial long here with the 10 a.m. open. That's the A+ setup. If you were bearish, you could have taken that short off that 5-minute rejection block like we talked about. And then lastly, that SMT down here with all the bullish confluences, you could have taken this 1-minute rejection block as well, but that one would have been break even. So honestly, even if you got entered on these, probably break even day right here on this one. This short would have been good. Probably would have hit TP there. But again, wasn't bearish. And this one here would have been break even as well. But hopefully you guys learned something from this video. I mean, I'm trying to go through all of my analysis so you guys understand what I'm thinking, why I'm thinking it, why I would be taking these trades, why I'm not taking these trades, all of that. So you guys can just get a better understanding of exactly how you should be trading this strategy, because I know the strategy is like popping on Instagram, it's popping on TikTok. Powell trades is huge. You know, a lot of people are bottom top taking nowadays, and it's like, how are they doing it, right? And you'll look at these people's like confluences and their reasoning, and like after they go back in hindsight and see it, you're like, okay, I mean, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. But they're not explaining, you know, the days when they don't take a trade and why they didn't take a trade and those sorts of things. So I try to do that for you guys so you have a full understanding of each thing I'm doing each day and why I'm doing it, so you guys can apply this to your own trading. It's not going to be something that happens overnight. You know, it's going to take time watching these videos and going into the charts and doing it yourself, but you need to make sure you're staying off of Discord. I do have Discord. I don't have my own Discord for people to join or anything like that where I teach. I don't do that right now just because it's just added pressure. I'm not trying to do that to myself. I'm just focused on my trades, and I can do these recaps and stuff for you guys, post on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Also, I do want to mention somebody has made a fake TikTok account with they're reposting my videos and stuff like that, acting like they're me. Don't buy anything. I don't sell anything at the moment, so do not do that. Maybe in the future I'll have a mentorship or something like that, but I'm not trying to run up a bag off that really. I'm just trying to help you guys out because, you know, it's difficult out here. A lot of the information is free, so there's no need to be paying for stuff really, unless you want that one-on-one help, or if you're paying for signals. But I would not suggest doing any of that, because I would recommend staying off of Discord while you're trading. It just creates FOMO, trading is so hard mentally, so hard to stay disciplined, so hard to keep your bias, so hard to be confident, that if you add in other people's opinions from Discord or you're seeing it, it's just horrible, 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 horrible. Do not do it. So yeah, just want to say those things. I just teach here on my YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Please, guys, keep dropping the comments. If you guys have questions, I respond to all the comments, all that stuff. Drop some likes, help me out. It supports the channel greatly. I appreciate it. So anyway, here's the 3 trades you guys could have taken. I'll show you once again. Boom. 2 longs and a short. Wouldn't have taken them all, but you know, we already recapped that shit. So hopefully you guys got something out of this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out. See you later. Peace.